Hi, welcome to another quilting video. Today I'm showing my beach quilt that I recently made, and I'm also going to show you how I had to combine my batting scraps because I did not have one large enough piece for this quilt. Alright, I was all ready to start basting this quilt, get it quilted. Finish line was inside, and turns out I don't have enough batting on me to cover the whole quilt. You can see I'm missing this part here at the top, and over the bottom I've got 3 strips there which I'm going to join together. So what I need to do now is go and trim along here, get rid of this bit, make it nice and straight so it's going to back up nicely against this scrap. Then I can stitch them together. But before I do that, let me just show you how I got to this point. I chose some fabric, I cut some rectangles, I cut some squares, I cut more rectangles. I stayed up late laying them out in a brickwork pattern inspired by this driveway I walked past a few weeks ago. I sewed the fabrics into columns, and then I sewed the columns into a quilt top. Which brings us back to the present. Got everything all cut nice and straight. All of these edges will just go right next to each other with no overlap, no gaps. I'm going to zigzag these 2 together to make one top row. Then I'll pop all 4 rows together to make one giant piece of batting. I wouldn't use scraps like this on just any quilt. Like a baby quilt that's going to be washed a lot, but for this one it's going to live on a couch or on a bed that's not used that often, so I don't mind. I think it will hold up even with the batting stitched together. I'm also going to quilt it pretty densely and opposite, perpendicular to the batting stitches. So these are going to be stitched together horizontally, and most of the quilting will be vertically just to reinforce it even more. I'm finally back where I wanted to be before. I've laid down the backing right side down now. I laid the new combined batting pieces down on top, then I've topped it with the quilt top. When it comes to basting, I like to sit down and put my pins through the top, and then once they're all in, I come back and close them. It's much faster, much easier, much less back and forth. So the next morning I got up, I started quilting. From that part, everything went nice and quickly and smoothly, no more dramas. My plan had been to do very dense vertical lines with my quilting, but then I realized the day after tomorrow is going to be my last chance to get this quilt where it needs to go for quite a while. So in the spirit of not leaving this project undone for years on end, I ended up quilting it a little less densely. I did do lots of vertical lines, but not as many as I wanted. A couple of horizontal lines just to stabilize it a little bit more. Adding the binding on a quilt this small was nice and quick and easy. I just took a few minutes to square up the quilt. For the binding, it's just a plain black and white stripe that I already had made, so that didn't add much time at all. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this quilt came out. I'm really happy that I got it down at the beach where it belongs. And if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with just a few more nice action shots of this quilt down at the beach.